Hey guys, emote. It's the Round Robin Show. Hi, Robin.
Yo, what's up?
What's up? What's up,
What's
everybody?
up?
Robin
What's
and
up,
I.
chat?
What's up, chat? Robin and I have been talking for a mere 7 minutes. Normally we talk a little bit before the show, but I only woke up from my nap and came in, and Robin said I'll be there in a minute, and then she was there, and then now it's time. That's it. That's how you do it.
I was kind of late today. It's my fault. You can blame me.
You're blamed. Okay, my question I was going to ask you is, did you read the book?
Not yet. I'm
Okay.
like a little over a third of the way through it. And mostly because we've been so busy lately, I haven't had a lot of like me time. But yeah, I've been reading it. I'm not done with it yet, though.
All right, but so you've met everybody and
Mhm,
and and
mhm,
mhm.
mhm.
and I it's fun. It's
No
funny because
spoilers. No
no.
spoilers.
Well, I was just gonna say I don't. I mean, I read that stuff 30 plus years ago, so I don't really remember. I mean, I know the basic people and but yeah, I wouldn't remember. I could probably read them again. Hashtag not gonna happen. But I probably could read them again and enjoy them as a new thing, pretty much, because I don't remember
True.
details about that stuff. All right.
True. It
Anyways,
made me really want to reread the Dred Stewart trilogy, quadrology. I don't even know how many there are now. The R.A. Salvatore books,
oh yeah.
if you've
And
never
by
read
the way, what we're
those.
talking
They're
about,
really good.
everybody, is Dragonlance.
Dragonlance.
Robin mentioned that she'd never, and it's really the only fantasy series I've ever read. I've never read. Well, no, that's not true. I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe when I was a kid, but I did
That's
not read
just
it.
mind blowing to
I
me.
did not read any other books. I've only read like 3 fictional books in my life. Like it's pretty crazy.
That's nuts.
Hi, what's up, Josh? So Robin mentioned the other day that she hadn't read them, so I sent her the first like dragons. I think it's Autumn Dragons of Autumn Twilight.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so then I sent her.
And
Anyway,
it's so good so far. I love it.
it's really good. It'll be
I
super good.
love it. I love it. I
I
love it
want
already.
everyone to guess in the chat. Robin and I have the same favorite restaurant. I want everyone to
We
guess what it
do.
is. You tell us what you
We
think it
just
is.
found out because I said, "Hey, Rob, guess where I went for dinner?" And then I told him, and he was like, "Oh my god, that's my favorite restaurant." And I was like, "Me too."
That's a good impression of me. Oh my god, that's my favorite restaurant.
That's just my being goofy voice.
Oh, I read the first 3. I understand there's maybe a 4th book in the first series, Havoc, but I only read the first 3. And I did that when they came out. I read those in like 1987 or whenever the hell. It is not Red Robin, although that would
Nope.
be a good guess because it's
I
from.
do like Red Robin, but it's not my favorite
I like Red
restaurant.
Robin. It has bottomless fries.
Mhm.
But no, it is not Red Robin. So please, the other 2 people that are here, guess in the chat what you think.
No, there's like 4 other people here.
Okay. Anybody else want to take
And
a guess?
if Messi's in the chat, he's exempt because he already knows the answer because
Boom!
he's
Olive
married to
Garden.
me.
Belle has guessed it.
Hey!
I'm gonna Belle, you tell me if I'm right about this. You knew that because it has been mentioned before by me, or you just really guessed and got it.
I love
Vex
Olive Garden.
Vex said Olive Garden was my second guess as soon as he was gonna Google it.
Oh, their
Um
breadsticks are so good.
oh, it's Belle's favorite too, that's why.
Hey, high five.
High five.
Yes, Olive Garden Club.
Yeah, that's right. We're the OG club.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
OG club.
And that's what I
So
had for dinner.
now
And it
that
was
that's
so
out of the
good.
bag, Robin, I want you to describe in detail what you had for dinner so that I
In
can
detail
salivate.
what I had for
Yeah.
dinner. Okay. I had chicken parmesan because it's amazing. And their chicken parmesan is like huge. It's enough for 2 meals. So that's why I get it because I can have half now and half later.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. And I got a meatball on the side because their meatballs are like to die for.
Wait,
So chicken
just a meatball?
parmesan,
Just like
it
a
comes with
meatball on a
yeah, like
dish.
you can order meatballs on the side, like extra, like a meatball, like a giant big fat meatball.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's like $2, but whatever, I don't care. It's so good. So yeah, you know what? I'm sure you know what chicken parm is, right? You
Yeah,
know, breaded chicken, marinara, comes with spaghetti. Okay, yeah. So that's
yeah.
what I had, and a meatball plus a meatball. Oh, so good. And breadsticks, and I had a salad, but like just a house salad. We had it to go because you can't like go eat at Olive Garden because coronavirus. So we like called our
Oh, I
order in
forgot
and
about
like
that.
picked
Yeah,
it up. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it was
yeah.
delicious and hashtag worth it. So good. Love it.
Hashtag blessed. Oh, Darth Vex is reminding us you could have brought it home. Mukbang.
Oh,
We
I
could have.
was that's why I was late because I was still eating and I was like, "No, I have to finish eating this." But I forgot about mukbang. I totally could have ate it on stream.
We could have made money. Mukbang.
But
Forgot
but
about that
like
already.
I'm not a very neat spaghetti eater. Like I'm a slurper. I like to slurp my spaghetti noodles. This is so
So
embarrassing,
do you
but
do? I
yes.
see people eat spaghetti. There's people that just eat it. That you just fork it on the plate and eat it.
Yeah,
I see
yeah, that's what
people
I do.
fork it and twist it.
No,
And
no,
then
no,
I
no.
see these people that pick it up and press the end of the fork against a spoon and twist it. And I'm like, okay, this isn't a theater show. Just eat your fucking food. Like, what is this twisting against?
No,
So
no, no, no. I
that
just like scoop it,
ate
put
it.
it in my mouth, and slurp it.
Yeah.
So good.
So that might be a new class of people that I need to hate are the spoon twister people. I might need to say, I mean, like, stop people on the street and say, do you twist your spaghetti against a spoon when you eat it? And they'd be like, what are you fucking talking about? Good, you may pass.
It's so funny too, because like I remember being younger and like when I lived with my parents, whatever, they were always real big on table manners are huge, you know. I've always not, you know, I don't rest my elbows on the table. We don't sing at the table, you know, whatever. We have really good table manners. I was raised with really good table manners. So I know how to eat food neatly, you know. I just don't care to. Like
Yeah,
why bother?
it's more funner to not. Yeah, exactly.
Right? I'm like, I just want the food in my
I
belly.
eat I eat cookies like Cookie Monster. I just crunch them all up and they fly out, and I don't swallow them. They just fly out
Dude,
everywhere all over the place. Yeah, that's how I eat cookies.
I'm a monster when it comes to like chips. I'll get like 7 chips.
Yeah, I can
It's
totally
bad.
see it. I've actually got a problem with not chewing my food enough sometimes. It's almost like I'm a dog and I'm just throwing whole bits of food back to the back of my throat and swallowing
Yes.
it. Like you see
Yep.
dogs eat that way.
Mhm.
And I'll hot dogs are a common problem because I'll bite off a piece of the hot dog in the bun, chew it a couple times and swallow it, and I can feel it like a rock going down my. And I'm like, oh, I could have
And it
maybe
like
chewed that more.
burns.
Yeah, it just and it feels like you did
Oh,
swallow a lump of coal, and then
yeah.
it's just sitting there.
I
And I'm
hate
like,
that
I
feeling.
maybe could have chewed that 2 or 10 more times, but whatever.
Mhm.
I don't learn. I was just talking to my friend today, who that's right, everybody. I have at least one friend.
I'm
And
your
he
friend.
said, yeah, yeah, but I wasn't talking to you today until now.
You are now.
I am now.
Okay, 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 okay.
So, and I was saying to him, my whole life, after, like, I'll order a pizza from Domino's and eat the whole thing and then feel shitty. Like physically, not shame, not
Right, right, right.
mentally, but physically. Or I'll
Yeah, yeah,
eat
yeah.
too much candy or too much sugar or too much of this or too much of that and feel totally horrible. And this happens
Mhm.
to me like daily or a few times a week at least, always throughout my whole, and I never learn the lesson. It's like that happens and I immediately forget. And the next day I'm like, let me eat a whole bag of Snickers. And I don't remember that it's gonna make me feel like shit, and I do it
Right.
anyway. It's a huge problem. It's a very bad.
Yeah.
It's very bad.
So,
It's
like, I can't eat a lot of, like, sugar and candy, stuff like that. I don't know, I don't like it. Also, I have, like, a bridge in my, top molars, which is, like, 2 fillings that get bridged together, whatever, and, so whenever I eat candy, it, like, really hurts. I don't know, I can't eat a lot of candy.
I used to,
Too
of
much.
course. Now we don't have to worry about. Don't have to worry.
Oh, right.
But
I
I
would
had a
love that. Like fake teeth. I don't like my teeth. I would love like you have all fake teeth or
all fake.
it, oh man, that I would love that.
And I'm going to tell you something. Dentists and just people who aren't dentists, the big thing to say to everybody is keep your teeth as long as you can for your whole
Right,
life.
right, blah, 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 whatever.
That is the biggest load of shit. If I could have got fake teeth when I was like 25, I would have done it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
recommend it to everybody. Not only is it, well, first of all, I don't have to brush and floss anymore. Never. I just have to
Right.
clean my teeth once a day. But all disease and sickness basically starts in your mouth as a human being. It all starts in your mouth. And except for assholes like Josh who never get a
I
cavity.
know. He's like, I've
There-
never had
there
a
are-
cavity.
Yeah, there are people like that. I went to school with a kid who would just eat the most sugar and he just didn't care about what he ate, and he also didn't ever. I mean, he brushed his teeth to keep his fresh breath, his fresh breath. Damn it!
Oh no, I lost audio. I
Uh-oh,
can't
did you?
hear you.
Uh-oh. Anyway, can she not hear me? Oh. Robin, why? Oh, say something. You talk. You talk.
I'm talking.
Okay,
I
yeah,
can't.
yours is not good either. Something I don't know. Uh-oh, everybody. Okay,
Oh,
let me.
oh, good. I don't know what happened. Can you hear me?
Yours is spotty. I typed to her. I don't know why.
Oh, the internet.
Yeah, but she can't hear me at all. She can't hear me at all. Everybody.
I can hear you now.
Oh, you
Can you
can.
hear me?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so this kid, he was like Josh. He just never had to take care of his teeth ever, and he never got a cavity ever.
Sorry for the technical difficulties there for a moment. My apologies. I don't know what happened.
But I've had not really not really good dental hygiene in my mouth has been jacked since I was born. But when I got liver disease, oh, right off the cliff, it just plummeted. But the whole thing I was going to tell you was,
Yes.
I had a bridge, upper left. I had a.
Yeah, mine's on my right. Upper right. Oh, you're mirrored. If that's your left,
this is my left.
I'm looking at you. Oh, okay. You know what? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Carry on.
Yeah, I'm mirrored in VC, but not on stream.
Right. Yeah. So weird.
No, on stream they would think that was my right too. That is a mirror image of me. Is that backwards? Yeah, it is backwards. Yeah, so right. The reason I'm mirrored is because the VC, the Discord, you're not mirrored, but VC you are because you're looking at your own.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
So when I raise my hand like this, it looks like I'm in the mirror to me because it's mirrored. Anyway, so I had a bridge. I had tooth, no tooth, and then a bridge in between with the tooth, right? Oh, now I can't hear you. Oh, okay. Now
I'm just mouthing things.
So
don't mind me. I'm just being Robin.
I was eating something, which I'll reveal momentarily, and I remember this clearly. I was at work in Los Angeles watching this new show called Prison Break. And so like 06 or something.
Okay.
And out
the year I graduated high school.
I've been working, I'm like in Los Angeles. I've been a comedian already for 11 years, whatever.
Oh my God, okay.
So out comes my bridge, and the culprit was a Snickers bar, one of my favorites.
Oh my goodness.
And so I never did go back and get it re-cemented permanently. I just went to like Walgreens and bought they have cement if your bridge comes out.
Yeah.
I just did that every week for like however many, for like I guess 3 or 4 more years until, because long time. I had my teeth taken out in 2014, so I did that for like 8 years.
Damn.
Yeah. Anyway,
Nuts.
I recommend if your teeth are like for Josh, I would not say take out your teeth. If you've never had a cavity in your life, just ride with that, man. That's good for
Mm-hmm,
you.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But if you have teeth that bother you and you have to go get a root canal and a bridge and another root canal and fill the cavities, and then because dental work is the biggest scam on the planet, you fill the cavity right when they fill it, they go over to the other side of your mouth when you're under that gas and put a little hole over there, start one over there, so you have to come back later.
No.
And then I would recommend getting all your
That
teeth pulled
can't
out.
be true.
It's true.
I
It's the
would
biggest
really
scam.
like it. I want
Uh,
implants, like dental implants. I would love that.
I was gonna do
Love that.
that. I was gonna do the ones where they put like posts
Mm-hmm,
and then you clamp
mm-hmm.
them on, but I don't.
Yeah.
And the only thing that bothered me is I could take them out, but I'm not gonna do that. That's gross. But on the top, normally the bottom one is like a C. It just goes along where your gums are.
Right.
And
Yeah,
the top one is more like a D.
Oh.
Because it has the circle
Oh, okay.
and then like a plate that covers the roof of your mouth. So it's more of a D shape than instead of this, it's this. Well,
okay.
I can't. The roof of my mouth has always been a sensitive. Like I don't like when I eat food. I try not to get it on the roof of my mouth. I just don't like things touching the roof of my mouth. I'm weird.
Oh, okay.
Super weird about that. So they did. So my tops are just they don't really have the plate. They're just like the bottoms. They're just like C's. And they told
That's
me
cool.
you're not gonna. And I said no, trust me. And they go, but it's gonna be hard. And no, I don't care what. I was like da. I don't want to hear it. Just do it. And they're like, oh, and they were like this. Okay. And it's been perfect. I just
That's
have loved
awesome.
it. Yeah. And for anybody that might be thinking about it, or your parents gonna do it, or whatever, and you have questions, it took me 2 or 3 months to get used to them, like a really long time,
Mm-hmm.
and it sucked ass. But now I would never go back. Well, I guess I really can't go back, but I'm really glad I
Mm-hmm.
did it because I'm never gonna have any sickness in my body that starts in my mouth, which most sicknesses do.
Right.
Never gonna have to go to the
Yeah.
dentist. Don't have to brush. Don't have to floss. Nothing. It's just all awesome. And I got them. I think I got them 2 or 3 shades yellower because I didn't want to walk around with teeth that looked like
Pearly
this.
white.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I don't want to look like Joe Biden. You know what I mean? Like that guy's
Right.
teeth. Let's go. Turn it down. And maybe if I had got into acting, or if I had become a celebrity, I would have probably done whiter teeth, right? But I wanted to look like a normal person, so because nobody asks me ever, are those your real teeth? I've never been asked that. And as a
Right.
matter of fact, there was this girl I was dating for just a little bit, and she would always say, "Don't forget to bring your toothbrush," and I'm like. And she'd go, "Oh yeah, right," and she would forget that my
Aw.
teeth weren't real.
Right.
So I thought that was kind of cool.
Aw. That's awesome. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean, I've had teeth problems my whole life, like my whole life. And well, part of it is because I wasn't parented very well. I'm just saying. And my parents weren't, very rigorous about making sure I brushed my teeth, every day like you're supposed to. And then when I got older and, made decisions for myself, obviously, I took pretty good care of my teeth, but by then, like some of the damage was already done,
Yeah.
and so when I joined the army, that was when I realized like how bad it was. It was so bad because they were like, "Oh, you have to get, 4 fillings this time and then come back for
Yeah.
more." And I was like, "Oh my God," whatever. And I got my wisdom teeth pulled when I was in the army. They paid for that. But the craziest thing, right? This front tooth here, when I was 12, I actually broke it in half, like straight across in the middle. So part of this tooth is actually fake. They made a mold onto the end of it to make it like a whole tooth, basically. I don't know what that's called. It's not a cap,
Yeah, Jim
but
Carrey has that. Jim Carrey's one of his teeth, like you see him in well, okay, I forget who I'm talking to. Have you seen, Robin, this movie called Dumb and Dumber?
yes,
So, do you remember Jim Carrey's
maybe.
chipped tooth?
Right, yes.
So that's real. That's his real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he took his thing off for the movie or whatever. Yeah.
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 Yeah, so I had like half a tooth, basically,
Mhm.
from the time I was, like, 11 until I was 21. And I got it fixed while I was in the army, which was, like, the coolest day ever. I was like, "Oh my god, I've
Yeah.
had this crappy tooth, like,
Did they
snaggle
offer to
tooth."
fix that, or did you say, "Can you please fix that?"
They offered, and it was, like, the 3rd time I went to the dentist because, like I said, I had to get several fillings,
Yeah.
and then I got my bridge, and then they were like the dentist while was looking at me while I had the bites, like, still in my mouth, and he was like, "Do you want me to fix that?" And I was like, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Well, that's really so
And it was like, I'll never forget that.
here's a little story of the opposite of that, which was I had a crooked tooth right here, and it was just one tooth that was set back a little bit, and then
Mhm.
the other two sort of crowded in front of it. It wasn't really bad or
Yeah.
even noticeable, but I thought it was a cute little quality to have for myself. So I even asked them when they made my mold, I said, re could you make that? Could you make the dentures do that little, and they're like, "We don't do that." And I'm like,
We don't do that.
"Ugh."
Our dentures are perfect and straight.
Yeah, see, yeah.
Jackasses. Yeah.
I
See, I
mean,
have an overbite too. Man, I
I
hate
have
it.
an overbite, yeah.
I hate my teeth so much. Like, I want perfect teeth. I would kill for perfect teeth. My
Well,
husband has perfect teeth,
does
and
he?
I hate him for
Yeah,
it.
yeah, he's a bad guy. He's evil. All those perfect teeth people.
Yeah. But he had to wear bracers for like, I don't remember. He'll probably answer in chat, but like 10 years, somewhere in the ballpark of 10
Yeah.
years from the time he was like 8 until he was 18 when they took his bracers off. But he has the most perfect teeth on earth. Like, they are beautiful, and I would kill to have teeth like that. I want
Yeah.
them.
Well, Robin, they can all be yours for approximately $2,500. No, it's
$5,000?
not that
Oh,
much,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
think.
Okay.
But
Someday. Someday.
and they told me they wanted to take my teeth out in quarters, like one day,
Mhm.
one day, one day, and I'm like, no, no. I go, I want them all out the same day, and they go, well, no, we're not doing that, Rob.
Aw.
And they said we'll do it over 2 days, and they did, and it was like the tops, and then like a week or two later the bottoms. And I'll show you a
Oh.
picture. I've shown this picture before. Let me find it. I
Is
have
it
a
like
picture.
a toothless grin?
Oh, it looks like I was in the movie Rocky. Like it looks like it's photoshopped. You'll see. Hold on, let me find it. Photos should be all the way back to the beginning. Let me see. Find this picture here. Yeah, here
Fort
it is.
Campbell has the best dentist office. I never went to the dentist at Fort Campbell. I think my husband did, though. I
I
don't
don't
know
know
what
if
it was
I don't know if
like.
people can see it on stream.
Ooh.
Not gonna
Nope,
work. Hold
because
on. Let
you're
me change this. Let me change this video to regular camera here. Hold on, everybody. Hold on, I'll be
Thanks for
back.
following Katie to Cheeto. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'll be back, everybody. I know I'm frozen. I'll be back in a minute. Hold on. Don't give up on me.
Frozen with his perfect teeth.
I got perfect teeth. Oh, why didn't the camera work all of a sudden? I don't like that didn't work so soon. Might have to go back.
Oh, Darth Vex has caps on the front six
Yes, he
top
does.
teeth. That's cool.
He does. Okay.
How do those
There we
work?
go.
Are they like on forever or are they removable? How do caps work? Oh
So
my.
that is a real picture of me. Obviously, we're talking about the bottom teeth there.
Right, right. Oh my
But my
lord.
face, and then I have like crazy facial hair and raggedy,
Mhm.
stringy hair, whatever the hell happened. But that is a real picture of
It
me.
doesn't even look like you. That's
That was
crazy.
March 19th, 2014, and then April, May, June, July, August. 5 months later, I had my liver taken out. That's
Dang.
coming up on 6 years. 6 years, everybody.
Oh, Vex says the caps are on forever
Yeah, they're on
and
forever.
they grind your teeth down to nubs and attach the cap on. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
yeah,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
all I
I
can do
hate
is just
dental
keep
work so
repeating the
much.
word "yeah," like, oh, please.
I know, right?
That's a
I
very
hate it
common.
so much. That's why I'm just like, yeah, just Take them all out and give me fake
The
ones.
other thing
Like,
is caps are so fucking expensive. You can do your whole mouth, they whatever it is, $40 a tooth to pull your teeth, and then 1,000 or 1,500 to get dead. I don't know. The only thing I don't know is if I was to be cleaning these, or if my adhesive was loose and I coughed real and I aliened my teeth out of my mouth or something, and it snapped and broke in half. I
mhm.
guess I'd have to go back and go, could
Right.
you, and get
Yeah.
another pair. And I don't know. I haven't talked to like senior citizens that have dentures or whatever. Do people have a spare set? I don't know how it works, but mine have been in my mouth
Probably.
for almost 6 years, or no, for 6 years. And I just have, they're not uncomfortable. They haven't shifted shape or,
Hmm.
you know,
And so you
gotten
just
weird.
take them out at night and like clean
Yeah, so
them?
I don't do the things that you see on TV or in the movie where I leave them in a glass by my bed. I
Mhm.
don't do that.
Yeah.
I do have
That's
I
weird.
have a container in the bathroom that I can put them in and put a pill in it, and it dissolves the
Mm.
adhesive and kind of cleans them. And I'd say I do that maybe 2 nights a week. I'm just guessing, but not, not
Oh.
not most of the time. And most of the time, what I end up doing is taking them out and cleaning them in the sink as if I was brushing my teeth. I
Right, right,
just
right.
clean them all off and get the adhesive out, and then apply
Mhm.
new adhesive and put them so they're out of my mouth for 2 minutes.
Hmm.
And I like to sleep with them
Interesting.
in. If I mean, I don't always, but I like to,
Okay.
because
Is it
the
like
one,
a comfort thing
yeah, I
or
think so. And the only thing
okay.
that's freaky about it is if you take your teeth out, you can't close your jaw. You can close your lips, but you can't bite down. Your gums
Oh,
don't
right,
touch, and
'cause
that's
yeah,
a
that's right.
freaky as fuck thing to the first time it happens, because there's, your jaw will only close so far, and then there's a gap there. So you can, how you can, your teeth. Well, if you do
Right.
that with no teeth in, it's just air. There's a gap there, and you're like, am I really a human being? I don't understand what's happening.
Oh my god.
But
Speaking of that sensation, this is probably gonna be a little gross for your chat, but whatever, I don't fucking care.
okay,
So, you know what is the closest, like, experience to that sort of feeling I've ever had in my life is after you have a baby, if you're a woman, right? After you have a baby, the first time you stand up is the freakiest feeling because you go from, being 9 months pregnant, have the baby, and then the next time that you stand up after giving birth, you feel like you aren't even part of your body. It's so weird, like crazy weird feeling. I can't explain it. And 90% of you watching are males. I understand. I'm sorry. But I just like it's such a weird, crazy, weird feeling. Okay.
I was a
Anyways,
little
sorry.
scared when you first started to talk about that.
No, I try not to be
No,
too,
no, but equal
gross
parts
about it.
scared and excited to hear this information, because we were talking about a gap, and I thought you were gonna, and you said when I had a baby, and I'm like, here we
Just
go.
because
She's gonna talk
it's
about the
like a
gap.
feeling. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's a feeling that you're not used to and it happens suddenly, right? You
Hmm.
take your teeth out, you try to close your mouth, weird feeling, right? Because usually you have teeth in there.
So
Same thing. You spend 9 months being pregnant and then you have a baby and then the next time you don't have a baby and you stand up, it's a weird fucking feeling, okay?
yeah, I
That's all
can
I'm
imagine.
saying.
I can actually imagine this more closely than you think, because
Mhm.
back when my had my old liver, one of the side effects from a bad liver is that you get ascites, I think it's called. You basically retain extra body fluid, interstitial fluid, and it distends your belly, and then you have
Mhm.
to go get it tapped. And one time I walked into the hospital, it's outpatient. They just put it in and draw the liquid out into like liter bottles. It's disgusting. But one time I went into the hospital, laid down for the procedure. They tapped me and started drawing out the liquid, and the amount of liquid that they drew out of my body was 22 pounds.
Oh my
So I
god.
stood up from
It's
the
like having a
table.
baby.
Yeah, I stood up from the table like two babies, three babies even.
Well well, no, because so that's what people don't understand. The reason women gain about 20 pounds when they're pregnant is because there's the baby's weight and, tons of
Oh,
fluid
right,
that the
right, yeah,
baby lives in.
that's true. But yeah, so I woke. I stood up from the table 22 pounds lighter than when I laid down, and I was like, "Whoa,
Right,
that's
yeah, it's
freaky."
so weird. Yes. I'll never forget that feeling, like, I've had 3 kids, and you think, like, the 2nd time, 3rd time, I was like, "Okay, I'm ready for it this time," but no, like, it
Yeah.
just man, it just hits you, it's weird. I don't know, I
Bill,
can't explain it.
ascites. Thank you,
2
Bex.
babies is
2 babies
50
is 50
pounds,
pounds.
yeah. Well, look, listen, I gained, like, 50 pounds with my 3rd baby, so it was only
Well, in the last 6 years, I've gained 120 pounds, and I have no babies. All I have is
Aw.
bad medication. Well, no, I mean it's good medication. It's worth it.
Actually, Vex, my doctor told me that the recommended weight gain during pregnancy is 20 to 30 pounds. That's what you're like supposed to gain. That's what they always say. It's like 8 pounds of baby, 12 pounds of fluid, plus like a little bit of extra fat stores or whatever. But that's what like the American Health Association recommends, which I think
America.
is bullshit. I'm just saying. Because in all of my pregnancies, I never gained less than 30 pounds. I'll just say that. So, and my
I'm gonna
first
use that from
pregnancy,
now on. People say, "Oh, Rob, you gained a little weight." I said, "No, my wife's pregnant. I have to gain 25 pounds." Wait, what? It's solidarity. I don't know.
right. Yeah. Like my first pregnancy, I was severely underweight, like really underweight. And my doctor put me on like a high, it wasn't calories, it was high something,
Fat.
diet. No, it wasn't fat either. I
No.
don't know. They wanted me to eat. They didn't want to eat me. They wanted me to eat a fuck ton of peanut butter. I don't know, whatever that is,
Oh, carbs.
unsaturated fat,
Yeah.
something like that. I don't know, whatever. So, because I was so underweight when I was pregnant the first time, and I ended up gaining like 45 pounds when I was pregnant with my first kid. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't high fiber. No. It was like a high protein. I think it was protein, like high protein diet. Because I was skinny. You guys, I used to be same height I am now, 5'6", but I weighed 95 pounds. It was gross. I was really gross. Very, very, very tiny. I didn't like it. Anyways, okay.
I'd give anything to weigh
Carry on.
95 pounds.
I would never want to weigh that ever again in my life
I'd give anything to weigh.
because
I'd give anything to weigh 195 pounds.
right? I know.
Oh, it's gonna
But
happen.
like I was so skinny that like my elbows would like they were like really pokey looking. You could see my rib cage.
Hot.
My spine like poked out of my back. No, it's so gross.
It's
Like
hot.
I
It's
knew I
totally
was way
hot.
too skinny.
You
It's
can't talk me
gross.
out of it. It's hot.
Shut up, Rob. You shouldn't press on for those gross ideals for women. I mean,
Oh, I
okay,
don't. No. Don't get me wrong. I don't think that it's probably a little unhealthy, and I don't think all women should look like that. But if you do, I want your number. Um, we
it's
should
too
all have.
skinny.
There's
Too
government
skinny.
height weight charts that people argue about.
Mhm.
Well, even in
Yes.
the army, there was the army has height weight charts.
Yes, they still do. Yeah.
Yeah. And what's up, bitches? What's up, Caesar? Um, yeah, I remember thinking. I just remember looking at the height weight chart in the army and going, "Oh no, I'm
Mhm.
gonna be in huge trouble all the time."
Yeah.
Because I was
I
always at the
never
upper edge of it.
I was like when I joined, I was at the upper edge of it because I hadn't lost all my, baby weight from having a baby. But I didn't really struggle with it, but I did have a lot of friends who are always kind of, bouncing in and out of like, "Oh my god, I might get counseled for this,"
Yeah,
or whatever cuz
I
they
might get
weigh like
counseled.
5 pounds too much or whatever. Yeah, yeah. Um It wasn't something I struggled with. I didn't gain a lot of weight until I got out of the army and had my 3rd kid. Like, my 3rd kid, I don't know what it is, but I just can't I'm trying. We go bike riding, we go swimming, I go jogging, I go walking. I can't lose weight to save my life, and I don't know if it's an age thing now or because I've had 3 kids. Maybe I just have crappy metabolism now.
Yeah.
I know I do eat,
Also,
like, probably not the greatest of foods.
you're not overweight though. So you want to get in shape, and
But I
it's
am overweight though.
you
Like,
are.
statistically speaking, yes, I'm overweight.
But the the point I was going to make is that the more you're not overweight, the harder it is to lose weight, right? The less you have to lose, the much
Oh.
harder it is to do it.
Oh,
Like, it should be
really?
super easy for me because I
Okay.
have so much to
Look,
lose.
I have no shame about it. I weigh 179 right now. That's how much I weigh. And I'm 5'6". So realistically, I should weigh about 130, 135, somewhere in that ballpark. That's a realistic weight number. Okay. Not like my dream body.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
that's like a realistic weight number. So I'd have to lose like 40 pounds. That's insane. How am
No,
I
no.
going to lose 40 pounds?
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what's. This will make you feel better. If I'm to match what I should weigh, which is probably 150 or 155, I have to lose 100 pounds. So that's
See, but
2.5 times what you have to lose.
and like in my head, I'm like, but you're a guy. Like for a guy, I feel like 100 pounds is like whatever, It's like it's like
Well,
the
so
difference
I
between
wish
a featherweight and a lightweight.
I wish all women that would potentially be sexually attracted to me would have that attitude. 100 pounds, whatever. Take it
But
off.
like
I
in
do
my
have a cool
defense,
scar,
though,
I do have an awesome bitchin' scar that everybody can see.
right?
Yeah. Chicks
In my
need
defense,
scars.
though, I've seen men who like they weigh a lot, but they don't look like they weigh a lot. Does that make sense?
Well,
Like
people,
for me,
yeah.
it's hard to tell because there's so many different body types for men. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying
Yeah,
to say.
I'm very
But
pear-shaped. I'm totally. As a matter of fact, the doctor, when my mom was still alive, and she somehow ended up in the exam room with me. I don't know how this happened. I think when you're going to get a transplant, they want family members in there to talk to, so they can tell the information to two people instead of just one who's going to be unconscious for half the time.
right.
But the doctor goes, "Have you always been pear-shaped, Rob?" And my mom goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, he's not asking about you. She's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." Yeah, but it was funny. It was a really funny moment.
Oh,
But yeah, I've
I
always.
wonder what shape. I don't know what shape I am. I wouldn't know how to explain it. I'm like, all of my weight is like in the middle. Boobs to like butt. Like that's where all my fat parts are. Because my legs are twiggy. I still have
So
twiggy
that's the
legs.
same as me then. That's pear-shaped.
I
Because
have twiggy arms.
a pear, I don't think they count your legs really. But a pear is. I mean, you know what a pear looks like, right? Have you ever
Right,
seen
I
it?
know,
Yeah.
but I mean, to me, I look at me and I'm like, well, I look more like an apple than a pear, like
Well,
because it's
that's
all
possible
just
too. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But I'm not. I'm not like man. I don't have broader shoulders like men do. I mean, broader than a
Yeah, you
female.
do. Look at
Well,
those shoulders. Look at those shoulders.
And I have no upper body strength. What fucking conversation is this? How did this get
I
started?
don't know. Why are we talking about this? Because we were talking
Yeah,
about teeth,
that's right.
and now we're talking about weight. But look, we have no shame, and
No, I'm not.
also, I think it's really powerful for people to talk about this kind of
No, I
stuff
agree.
because most people don't, right? And if somebody looks at me and is like, "Wow, she's honest about like she needs to lose some weight, but she's like positive about it." I want people to take that away. That we're not bashing people or anything like that for how much you weigh or
No,
anything like
no.
that. We're just talking about our own experiences. And I
Right.
think that can be helpful to people.
Yes,
So
and
that's just
I do have. I have always had inspiration to not inspiration, but what's the word? I've always wanted
motivation,
to. No, I don't. I don't have any motivation. That's the problem.
desire.
I've always had the desire to be less fat.
Right, me too.
Yeah, but the commitment is. I mean, I've never done drugs. I've never done illegal drugs. Smoked marijuana. I was never a drinker. I'm not a gambler. I don't have any of the vices that a 12-stepper would have.
Mhm,
I've never had any of those vices. I've never smoked, nothing.
mhm,
But unfortunately, food is an addiction. At least it is for
mhm,
me. And you can't
mhm.
quit cold turkey. You can't quit
Right.
food. You have to
Yeah.
manage it, and that's fucking hard as
Yeah.
fuck. Yeah.
Food is hard
Especially.
for me,
Hold
for
on.
sure. Yeah.
Just a second.
I love fast food. And I had Olive Garden for dinner, which is probably way too many carbs, but
Yeah.
it was delicious. And that's the reason
And I've never
Gentlemen
been.
and ladies, why I can't lose weight.
That's right. I've never been an overeater, but I have always been a wrong eater.
Yeah, I don't overeat, I think, but I do eat the right amount of things that are really bad for me.
Yeah, exactly.
It's fine. Who cares?
But anytime you want to trade bodies, Robin, I'm down. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay. You can have all of this junk.
Yeah,
I've
but
had
you know,
3
any
kids.
any
It's not
person,
pretty
any
anymore.
male brain person, like if we could Friday the 13th, not Friday the 13th, what's that called? The Freaky Friday.
Parent Trap.
If
Oh
Parent
yeah,
Trap.
Freaky Friday.
If we could Freaky Friday, both of us probably, at least for a few weeks, wouldn't leave the house or talk to anybody because there'd have to be some experimentation. I have a vagina now.
I have a dick.
Yeah, right? I'm sure anybody would do that. They'd be like, oh.
Indeed. Okay. All right. So I think chat is thoroughly fed up with our conversation.
I don't think so. I think people like it. If they don't like it, they would have left.
Oh, true. Well, what was I gonna? Oh, Rob, I have something I want to show you.
Okay.
I need a minute to pull it up, so feel free to fill the dead air while
Okay.
I pull something up
Vex
on my
had
phone.
said that he would, if he had $1 million, he would eat fast food every day. And I'm here to tell you, Vex, that eating fast food every day does not require $1 million or anything close to it. As a matter of fact, I'm a little upset with the American economy in that it is cheaper to eat at a fast food drive-through window than it is to buy food at the grocery store and bring it home. Oh, that's your dog.
We adopted him 2 or 3 days ago.
What's his
He
name?
can't come home yet. We're naming him Volo.
Bolo.
I already had a collar made and everything. He comes home on Wednesday. We saved him from like a shelter. It
And
was
what
like
did they
a
have to, like, you can't
animal
bring him
shelter.
home because they have to give him shots
They're
and stuff?
going to neuter him. Yes, they're gonna pay. So we paid for him, and then they take him to the vet to get his shots and neuter. And then we get to take him home.
Okay.
So yeah. Yep. And we're gonna name him Volo. Yeah.
That's D&D.
And I'm so excited because you know
cool.
it was really hard for us when
Yeah.
our dog passed away, and we love having a dog. We're very much dog people. I mean, I have my cats too, and I love my cats. But
Now, I don't want to bring it down or
really
anything,
wanted a
but
dog.
you do understand that in about 15 years you're going to go through all this again, right? You do.
I know, and that's part of being a pet owner sometimes, you
Yeah.
know. But we did so when our dog passed away, we got like her ceramic paw print made of her paw print. It's huge. She's a Great Dane. It's like
so it's this
gigantic. And we got a bunch of pictures of her ordered, you know, like photo prints, whatever you call that. And we got several nice like collage picture frames, and we put up a bunch of, you know, all these puppy pictures and bigger, you know, grown-up pictures that we took of her. And so that's in our hallway now with all of our bajillions of family pictures that we have.
Yeah.
So you know, we did, and that for us was really like cathartic. It was really nice that the day that we sat all the kids down and like went through all the pictures, and we were like, oh, you know, I like this one, and my son liked this one, and so on and so forth. And we picked all these great pictures of our dog, got them printed, put them in the frame, hung it up. And for us that was like really healing. I know that sounds like super cliche,
No,
but it felt really good,
yeah.
you know. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same as if you have a family member die and you get the ashes for the urn and all, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing.
Yes.
So,
exactly.
What's the dog's type? What type of dog is it?
It's a shelter dog. So they said that he's a hound mix. We met him. We had to go like interact with him to make sure that, you know, the dog was right for our family, et cetera, et cetera. He looks, so from like the neck down, he looks like a basset hound. He just doesn't have the basset hound, you know, like basset hounds have huge ears, and he doesn't look like a basset hound in the face, but his body looks like a basset hound. And so in the picture, I know his head is like black and white, and that's where the black and white stops, like at his neck. And from like shoulders to the tips of his paws, he's like this copper color. It's really pretty. And then his paws are white. His head is black and white. And he's got like a little white tip on his tail.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
so
He's a
weird.
crazy looking dog. He's
How old is the
beautiful.
dog? Do you know?
Under a year. I don't
Okay.
remember exactly how old
So
they
it's
said
a
he was.
puppy.
He's
Okay.
fairly young. Yeah. And we tried to get him and his brother. We wanted to adopt both of them, but his brother was adopted the day before we went there.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was really because I really wanted him to like, have a buddy. We
yeah.
got our cats in pairs. It's good to get dogs in pairs. So we're still kind of looking around to maybe get one more so that he has a buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we don't know what we'd name. I was trying to sell my husband on the name Elminster for the second dog, and he was like, I don't like that name. I was like,
Well,
oh,
but you
come
could just call
on.
him. You could name him Elminster and just refer to him as Elm.
Yeah, or Ellie if it was a girl. We could name it Elmara because that was what Elminster's name was when Elminster was a woman. Fact check that shit, yo.
Oh, trans positive. I don't know.
Yeah,
Fact
I
check
never
that
read.
shit, everybody.
It's like a whole novel. Elminster was a woman for a while, and his name was Elmara while he was a woman. Okay. Anyways,
I don't really.
yeah, it's okay. I know.
Um. So what was I gonna
Yes.
say?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's
That's
all
it.
I
Okay.
was.
Well, good.
We're naming
I
him
like
Volo
I
though.
like the new doggy.
After Volo, Stamp, get arm. Volo's Guide to Monsters. That Volo.
Yeah, Volo.
I like Caddy Bree for a girl dog name, or Mistra. I fucking love Mistra. She's like my favorite D&D deity, and our cats are already named after dragons.
If
So I
you
was
name
hoping to
your
go for
dog
like
Caddy, people say, "What's your dog's name?" You could just say Cat.
well, I would just the whole name though is Caddy Bree.
Yeah.
That was her name. She was the adopted human daughter of a dwarven king. Okay. Anyways.
Welcome to round robin history, everybody. D&D
Round
history.
Robin Forgotten
Lore.
Realms history
Yeah.
lore channel. I should do that one day. Just like do YouTube video. I think somebody already does that, but I would totally do that. YouTube videos
But yours is
of
more.
Forgotten
I like
Realms.
your presentation better because you give a few facts, and then you sort of chuckle as you do it, and then as you're winding down to the end of your factoids, you're like, anyway, as if to throw it all away, right? None of that means anything. That's what I love. That
Yeah.
that's part of a
I'm
comedic
hilarious.
delivery. You are hilarious.
I'm hilarious.
I don't have people on my channel that aren't funny. I couldn't do it.
Ooh, what I was just thinking? We can name the other dog Big B. Like Big B's hand.
Yeah.
Big B. Big B.
Just do mukbang Forgotten Realms video. You eat food and read the wiki out loud. That's what Beth says.
Read the wiki out loud.
Yeah.
I would totally do that, except the wiki is wrong a lot.
Try it right now.
It really irks me.
Anyways,
do it.
D&D.
Read the Forgotten Realms wiki.
I don't think you can hear me crunching.
Mukbang.
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 So later, I have to go make a drug deal. It's legal.
Oh.
Pick up my prescriptions, right? And I was thinking, all this talk about fast food, I was going to go to McDonald's. There he is. But
this is going to be I'm going to hold this up for the rest of the stream.
Okay. Anyways, Volo, what I was saying was, I was going to go to McDonald's, but maybe, even though it's across town for me, it's like a 25-minute drive one way, I might have to order
chicken nuggets
and go pick up chicken parmesan.
Do it. It's so good. You like my bug eyes? Do it. It was so good, Rob. I put it all in the fridge so that I can eat it probably at around midnight, which is terrible, and why I can't lose weight. Or I'll have
there's
it
all
for
these rules like
breakfast
don't eat anything after
tomorrow.
6 p.m.
Yeah, fuck that.
Don't eat dinner.
Yeah, fuck that.
Only eat breakfast.
Fuck that.
Move your body. Whatever. All these rules.
I don't do any
move
your body.
Like I go to the mailbox at the end of the driveway and come back, and I step in the house and I'm like, It's 40 fucking feet, and well, it's more like 100 feet maybe, but it's like no effort. I have to start
I
moving.
get I don't get winded because I mean I get out and I do shit. But you know what surprises me that I do get winded is stairs. Stairs get me every time.
Oh
Doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yep.
Like I have such a hard time with stairs. I don't get it. And our house is 3 levels, right? We have a basement and then an upstairs. So I have to go to the basement because my kids, that's where the kids' room, like the playroom, whatever you want to call that. So I go to the basement frequently. So I like hoof it downstairs and then back upstairs. I'm like, okay. And then our laundry is on the ground floor. So whenever I'm doing laundry, I try very hard to get all of the laundry down in one go,
Mhm.
which is impossible when you have 3 kids. And so I'm hoofing it upstairs, getting everybody's laundry. I'm like, fuck, there's 4 baskets. Shit, I have to make 2 trips. And I hate it so much.
Oh, I'm getting a rope or bungee cord, tying all 4 of those baskets together and dragging them down the stairs. That's what I'm doing.
But then all the laundry would spill out everywhere. And my kids are kind of stinky. Like my oldest one is at that age where he's a little stinky. And I'm
Aren't
like,
you supposed to be?
Sean, wear deodorant. And he's like, I did. And I'm like, no,
I
you didn't.
did in February. Yeah, I get it. Aren't you
Dude,
teaching
he
your?
will look you straight in the eye and be like, I did put deodorant on. No, you didn't. I can tell you did it because you stink real bad.
Have you?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Aren't you teaching them to do their laundry? Teach them to do their own laundry.
Oh, I've showed them a million times. But look, here's the thing. When you're a parent, there are certain hills
Yeah,
that you
fight your
should die
battles.
on.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay? And laundry is just for me, it's just not the hill I want to die on.
yeah.
Because if I've taught them how to do, they know how to do laundry. Here's the thing. If I just leave them to their own devices, guess what? They don't do their laundry.
Right,
And then
right.
they smell even worse. So I like my house to not, smell like ass.
A locker.
And uh-huh. So it's one of those things that I'm like, you know what? I'll just do their laundry. It's not a big deal because otherwise things get a little gross.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So
Did I tell
it's
you
just
about
not
the
the hill
lady
I want to die on.
that was gonna buy my house? Did I tell you this before we started the
Yes.
show? I
Yes, you
did.
did. But
Okay.
you should tell chat
Okay. Oh yeah. So
because
I'll tell everybody.
they
So people that have been watching me for at least a year will know that I had aspirations to alter my house. Well, first I got a gaming table. I had that huge ass gaming table in the living room that took up the whole living room, and like walking around it was like you were in a crowded bar and you're like side shuffling. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I got rid of that and I was like, I need to build a game room. I need to add on to this house. So I was gonna extend the bedroom and then build a like 25 by 12 on the back of the house, and then on the other side of the studio in front of me, so there's a
it's
wall in front of
huge.
me. Yeah, and just make the bedroom there, and make and just make a whole gaming room and whatever. And I'm like, yeah. And then I had a guy out here, and he's like 70 grand, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, and I'm like, no. And then I was talking to my neighbor who's a cement guy, and I was asking my friends and everything, and I was asking people in Discord, and then I'm like, okay, no, I'll build a separate shed out there, like a cement floored, like a extra room, just a thing, and I'll plumb it
Mhm.
and everything, toilet, whatever. It'll be awesome. And the only thing that'll suck is in the winter, you have to trudge through the snow back and forth. Yeah.
Right.
So I was gonna do that, and then I was like, nah, fuck it. And then I've had all these ideas, and the latest idea is I'm just gonna build another house behind my house, and then like Airbnb this one or whatever.
Yeah.
My place is super small. It's like 600 square feet, the whole thing.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
it's
no
really small.
way.
Yeah. And
That's
so,
like the size of half of the ground floor of my house.
yeah, right. I mean, it's super small. It was built in 1945, and I'm only the third owner of the home. Like,
Right,
my
right, right,
mom
right.
bought it from the original people. So, but it is on 6/10 of an acre. So there's a whole
Damn.
lot back
So
there.
like tiny house, big.
Yeah, it is. It's so,
That's
and I can build.
crazy.
So my plan is, and currently might still be, that I'm going to build a 2,500 square foot house behind mine. And the
Mhm.
county already said I could do it. I'm zoned to do it. I can. It's not a problem. And then I'll knock down the detached garage that's on the side over here, and then make the driveway from the street all the way back to the house. And then whoever the resident is here, whether permanent or not, can just park outside on the driveway,
Mhm.
and then I'll
You build
have
like a carport too, you know?
no carport. There's an actual detached. Oh, I could build one.
No, no, no,
Yeah,
I mean, that's not so, like, wherever I guess, the garage entrance I mean, I know you said
yeah.
it's
It would
detached,
look
but
pretty
there's
dumb though,
gotta be
because
another
the
entrance, right?
yeah, but
Have a carport.
there'd be driveway and then a carport and then more driveway. It would look kind of stupid.
Oh, well, yeah, okay.
And anyway,
Have a
whoever's living here,
wide driveway.
yeah, whoever's living in this house, whether it's a renter or a Airbnb for a few days or whatever, fuck
Mhm.
those people. They can just park outside. I don't care about them.
Yeah, but the elements will ruin your car. I've never like, I have such a big pet peeve about people who park their car. I mean, I get it if you don't have a garage or a carport, but what boggles me is people who do have a garage or a car park, but they still park their car in the drive. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
beyond
I don't like it either.
me.
But
I don't
the
like it.
most likely situation, if this ever did come to fruition, the most likely scenario would that the person here would be an Airbnb or with a rental car. Anyway, I don't give a fuck.
Mhm.
So, all of that said, my neighbor knocks on my door today. The neighbor on this side, and I say, "Hey, what's up?" And she's like, we're the types of neighbors that if we see each other outside, we talk to each other, but we don't have each other's phone number, and so we're not too communicate,
You're
but
just
we're
cordial.
yeah, cordial and friendly enough. And I guess one year they tried to bring me Thanksgiving dinner, and I wasn't home, and so they told me about it. Like
Oh,
they told me like in January, oh, we tried
no.
to bring you,
Aw.
and I wasn't here, and I go, oh, that's really nice. Anyway, so she knocks on my door and she goes, "Do you want to sell your house?" And I'm like, no, but what are you talking about? And she goes, "Well, the lady down the street wants asked me if she could buy my house because she's living in with her daughter, and there's a guy that died down the street, and so the occupant of that house now, this is her mom, and she wants to buy a house to be close to her daughter." And so she offered to buy my house, and of course Mike and I can't move. He makes knives and he's got a shop. I don't know what the hell's going on over there. But I said maybe ask Rob, and I said, oh, and then she says to me, she just moved here from Seattle. She sold her house and is willing to pay cash and probably higher than market value. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, so this is I said to myself, this is an opportunity, right? I'm in my head, I'm doing that. So,
Everybody's doing that.
um, I call her up and I say, yeah, I'm Rob down the street, and Sue told me, and she goes, oh yeah, yeah. She goes, I'd like to look at your house. And I said, well, anytime. And she goes, 10 minutes? And I go, come on over. And her and her daughter came over with masks, very appreciative.
Aw.
And I showed them all around the house. I walked them all around, explained everything. And then she goes, can we look at the lot? And I said, yeah, absolutely. I said, I'm not going to go out there with you, but go ahead, have a look. And I'll leave the front door open here. If you have any questions, let me know. So they went out and looked at the lot. And then like half an hour later, they didn't come back. And I'm like, oh, they left.
Oh,
They
God.
just went back home. And I haven't got a call or anything. So I'm wondering if they're thinking it over or talking about stuff or whatever. But they didn't ask me any other questions.
Hmm.
And so I tell that whole story because I've gone from I need to add a room to my house to I'm going to build a whole nother house to now I might sell this house and move
Yeah.
and get like a condo or something because fuck taking care of a yard anymore. I'm too old for that
Right,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. And I
Get, like,
pay
a townhouse too. A lot of, like, townhouses have, communal lawn service
yeah, that you can look at.
thing.
So
Mhm,
I have a few needs and a few wants for if I move.
mhm,
And that is no stairs is a need. I have to have no stairs. I can live on the
mhm.
fourth floor if there's an elevator, whatever. Also, sharing a wall and just being around other people that aren't my girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's not I don't like it. And I don't like people per se. And hardwood floors would be nice. Air conditioning's a must. And
Now, okay, I
yeah.
love hardwood floors too, but do you accept laminate? Like fake
Yes.
hardwood floors?
So not carpet is really what I want.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Cool.
It can be cement.
I'm in the same ballpark as you. Yeah. No, I hate carpet, and our house has a lot of carpet, but parts of it are laminate. It's laminate. It's really cheap.
Yeah.
Not hardwood. But I love it, and I really, really like the first big project I want to do is take all this carpet out. I hate carpet so much.
Carpet is awesome for the first year you have it, and then never again after that. And you spill one thing, it's fucking just over. So, and the carpet that's in here is 30 years old in my house now.
Damn.
So it's pretty. And my mom, when she bought the house, she replaced the carpet. And I remember coming here when she first got her house and visiting her. And the carpet in here was very thick lime green shag carpet. It was hideous. And I started laughing. And my mom's like, "Oh, you're laughing at the carpet." And I go, "Yeah, I am. How'd you know that?" She goes, "Oh, it's fucking disgusting. I gotta get rid of it." She didn't use the F word. My mom was a very nice lady. I don't know what happened to me. So I've been on Zillow looking at condos and thinking about moving to Seattle, but Seattle, you got to have like 4 times the money to move to Seattle.
Oh, yeah. Seattle's so expensive.
And the reason I would move to Seattle is my best friend, since I'm 6 years old, lives there. And also, I have to go there for liver clinic once a year for the rest of my life anyway. So it's a consideration. But honestly, it's a low percentage that I would move to Seattle. I'm probably going to stay here.
Yeah, it's so expensive there.
Everyone can know that I'm either building a house or moving.
Hell yeah.
And I don't like the idea of moving at all, but I do like the idea of already having moved. Like once it's done.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do the military thing. I'm going to hire the company that I don't pack a box, I don't label shit. They just come in and they take inside this house and move it to inside that house. I love
it. Is a perk of being in the army or the military. We never did that. We always did ditty moves, do it yourself. Always, because you bank so much more money, Rob.
I don't give if I'm gonna buy a new place and be selling houses and buying houses and fuck all that. I'm just gonna pay it.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell them I want them to move my cell phone. I'm not gonna put that in my pocket. I want you to move it.
Well, there's like some things they won't do, right?
Oh, is that right?
So because our neighbors, when we moved out of Missouri, they paid for or they chose to do the the army moves you anyways. So like how it went for them anyways, like clothing they had to pack themselves. But they just had to put it in boxes and then put it all in the center of like the living room or whatever, stack everything up. And all the movers would do is they would come and they like inventory everything, but not down to like every single shirt you have, but they would just like inventory what's in each box. And then they would know, well, box number 100051, that's like clothing from the master bedroom, et cetera, et cetera. That's how they did it. But there were some things that they will not pack for you. And I assume it's because of like hygienics or whatever, I wouldn't want strangers packing my underwear and stuff like that.
Well, but what I want to know is do they because what I don't want to do, and I'll hire teenagers to do it if I need to, but I don't want to open the drawers in the kitchen and take all the silverware out. I want to do any of that. I just want it done for me.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of moving companies that will do that stuff for you. I'm pretty sure. You might have to pay like an extra charge for that.
I'm down. Whatever it's going to cost. They could tell me that's going to cost $8,000, and I'd be like, okay, because I just don't want to do it. But we're going to have to see what ends up happening here, and this could be as early as a few months from now, all the way to 2 years out. It depends on. Yeah. Like if the lady wants to buy my house, that's going to be probably a more immediate thing.
Right. But on Sunday, you're going to be like,
I'm going to like, see ya. No shows for a couple weeks, everybody. But if I'm gonna build the house in the back lot, that's not gonna be till 2022 maybe at the
Right.
earliest, because I'm gonna save the money up to do it so that no loan. I'm just gonna buy it. I'm just gonna pay
Right.
cash. Yeah, which is gonna.
Dude, you could always move to Idaho with me and my entire family
Hey,
to
yeah,
to work our summer camp.
to work the summer camp.
To work the summer
Yeah,
camp.
is that happening?
I told you that, right?
You
No,
totally.
God,
I
no.
think you
I
told
hope
me on the
not. Okay.
show. I think you
Yeah,
told me last
yeah,
week.
no way. My brother hasn't brought it up since, and I don't know if it was because my facial expression was or what, but I don't know. He hasn't brought it up, but my brother has done crazy things before, so I wouldn't it
the
wouldn't
new
be that surprising if he bought the summer camp.
the new show is called All Things Summer Camp Sundays, hosted by
Yeah.
Robin.
We could do like fantasy grounds getaway retreats though. Think about that. Like getting people from the community to come to our summer camp for like a getaway, a weekend
I'm gonna
getaway.
tell you, Robin. It kind of sounds like you're a little excited about this idea.
No, I'm a glass half full kind of person. I'm a very optimistic person. So I always whenever anything is happening, I always try to make the best of it. So that was
Yeah.
my brain making the best of this my brother might buy a summer camp and I might get roped into it situation.
Well, there you
That's
go.
all. Uh-huh. Mhm, mhm, mhm.
We just bought a house in Chicago. Yeah. Without going to you can play RPGs at summer camp without going to fucking summer camp.
Right?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, if I own the summer camp, if my brother buys it, I'm going to convince him to name everything in it after cool shit. Like each cabin will have a name after a dragon or a wizard or something really cool. And he's gonna be like, what the fuck is that mean? And I'll be like, it's only like the coolest red dragon ever. Stupid shit like that. That's what's gonna happen. And it'll be the most badass summer camp ever. Okay,
There you
I'm
go.
done.
I like it.
All right, I'm done.
What city in Idaho is that?
I don't remember. Remember, we didn't know
Yeah,
exactly which one
we
it
looked at
was.
it, but I
We
can't
looked
remember.
at them, all the summer camps for sale.
And Bex,
Apparently,
you live
there's a
where?
lot.
You live in Boise, right? Bex is in mid state or lower middle state. I don't remember.
Oh yeah, I don't remember where Vex lives.
Coeur d'Alene is the cool city in Idaho because it's right here. It's 30 miles from me. Outside
He
Boise, he
lives
lives
outside
okay.
Boise.
So
You know
that's
how much I know about Idaho?
Idaho.
Potatoes.
Yeah, and Ida Pimp.
All
Idaho
I know is
and Ida Pimp.
potatoes.
Potatoes, right? What do you know about
Potatoes.
Washington, Robin?
It
Apples.
rains all the time on half of the state. The other
That's not
half is
true.
like, whatever. Uh-huh. It is true.
It rains
It's so
sometimes, but
true.
not as often as people. Do you know there's people that have never been to Seattle that they think it rains every day. They think that.
Oh no, it doesn't rain
Yeah.
every day, but it's like almost every
No,
day.
it's not almost every day.
Dude,
It
what are you
rains.
talking about? I
It
live
rains.
there.
I think it rains 200 days a year there, so that's half the year.
That's a fucking lot.
Wait, let me
Like,
look that. Let's look it up. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. How many days a year? How many days a year?
it only rains like 200.
Yeah.
That's 2/3 of the year almost.
152. It's 5 months
Okay,
out
that's
of
not
it
that
out of
bad.
12.
But I'll tell you what. Okay, so I lived in a little town called Steilacoom. You can look it up. Steilacoom. Okay, and we were right on the sound. Like so pretty. Loved it. We lived by a beach. I loved it. Loved it. Anyways, it's like right outside of Tacoma. So that's where we lived. And we lived in a shitty little apartment. Don't care because we were like a 2-minute walk from the beach. So worth it.
Yeah.
And anyways, my oldest kid was really, really little when we lived there. He was like 2, 3, 4 years old when we lived there. And we would go out to like go, walk to the beach or whatever and play at the beach or play at the park. And like I swear, every day we would have to bring a raincoat and rain boots because we would leave and it would be beautiful and sunny and we're like, oh, great day to go to the beach. It's like 72 degrees because that's about as hot as it gets there. And we'd be walking back and all of a sudden, oh, it's raining. We're soaking wet. Let's put our
So I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow you away. The average amount of sunny days in the U.S., just any place, average 205 days, right?
Okay.
In Selicum, it's 140, so it's only 2 months more per year as opposed to
everywhere else.
As opposed to every other day, as you were saying, or whatever.
Right?
It just seems like a lot, but it's really not. Because that whole raining in Seattle was a rumor that started in the 60s to prevent California people from selling all their crap and coming up and buying 4 times as much as they just sold it for in Seattle.
Right.
And it's still kind of the same
But
way.
now it's like just as expensive to live there as it is in California.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Which is mind-blowing. But so one thing I do know, then I can, verifiable fact, okay, is that it does rain there like more than most places, but it's not like bad rain. It's not like, oh my God, it's pouring rain outside. It's not even like that. It's like a drizzle, and it's like a 30-minute drizzle and then it's over. And so it's like not even that bad, but it's enough that you need, like if you live there, you should have on you at all times an umbrella or a poncho or something. But it's like the lightest misty rain.
Yeah. I mean, and
it's not that bad.
The thing for me is one of my favorite things just generally amongst all things is rain and thunder and lightning.
I don't like rain very much.
Yeah, I totally love it. And so if I see that it's raining here, or if I know that it is, I'll go outside and just stand on the porch for 5 minutes and just stand.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I fucking love it.
I wouldn't.
Not in the rain, but just amongst the rain.
I don't like rain.
All right, let's calm down.
I don't like snow. Snow is like my least favorite of all kinds of weather. Is snow. Fuck snow. Snow can die in a fire.
Where again?
I know. I hate it so much.
It's probably snowier and windier there than it is here for sure.
It is. And I always thought them calling it the Windy City only applied to like Chicago proper.
Oh no.
But boy did I learn.
Yeah, anywhere within 100 miles.
It's hecka windy here.
It's because there's a giant
we
lake
get
there.
Crazy
no mountains.
wind.
Yeah.
But like we live in the
You're about to have a fight at your
We
house.
live in the chain of lakes area, and our county is called Lake County, right? Lake County, and then there's like 100 lakes within 30 minutes of it. I'm not shitting you. We live right by Lake Catherine, and then 2 minutes down the road is Fox Lake, and then 2 minutes down the road is some other fucking lake. I don't know the name of it because there's so many fucking lakes around here. And so I was like, oh, that's why it's called Lake County. I get it. Ha ha ha. There's lakes everywhere. Anyways, but yeah, it's like crazy windy. But like, if I leave our chairs up in the backyard or whatever after we've gone in for the day, the next morning everything's just like they're like halfway across the yard. I'm like, oh my God, I should have put those away. Oops. Hate it.
It doesn't get windy here that much, but sometimes when it gets windy. In 2015 or 16, I don't remember the year, I had my detached garage on the opposite side had a lean-to, like a 6-foot.
Oh yeah,
slanted,
I know what a lean-to is. Mm-hmm.
And one time I woke up, and no, it wasn't. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I heard this unfamiliar noise, unexplainable. Like, what noise? I got to go out there because that was a noise that was something that I've never heard in my life. And my lean-to was in the middle of my driveway. And it had blown off and flown like 30 feet and landed. Mm-hmm. It could have hit the house. It could have hit the neighbor's house. It happened to go straight and land in the driveway.
Jeez.
And I'm like, And then and it was super windy. I mean, this was like 90-mile-an-hour winds. And so then the next day my neighbor said, oh, I'll drag that off with the Bobcat and we'll get rid of it. And I go, okay, thank you.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So and in 96 here, I wasn't here then, but there was an ice storm and a 60-foot maple tree maybe just cracked and fell.
Oh no.
And didn't hit anything. If it fell on this house, it would have just obliterated the entire house, but it just fell in the open yard.
Have I
And
ever told you the story about when we lived in Missouri and we had a tornado touchdown 4 miles from our house? Like,
that's
4
scary.
miles, that was it. Like, I thought we were gonna die, like
Yeah.
okay, I'll tell it really quick before I know it's almost time for us to go, but okay. So we lived in Missouri, and we lived in military housing, so our house had a, steel shelter in it because Tornado Alley, right? And most houses in Missouri and Kansas have, like, some sort of storm shelter. So anyways, so my husband's at work, he's working, like, 40 minutes away, lucky bastard, and and he's like, he was texting me and he was like, "Hey, I heard, tornado. Today is like a tornado day, so just be careful, whatever." And then like all the air sirens are going off, and it's like, "Take shelter immediately." And I was like, "Wait, what? Like, what the fuck? Is it really that close?" Because usually they're just like, you're under a tornado watch or a tornado warning, but never have the sirens ever said, "Take shelter immediately." And that was like the most scariest shit in my life. So like I grab all my kids and our dog, and we go in the little storm shelter, and my middle kid, bless his heart, he was like, "What about the cat?" And I was like, "I can't get the fucking cat to come in here. She's hiding somewhere. She's fine." Because back then we had a different cat than the cat we have now. Anyways, and she was like one of those kind of like antisocial cats. So I was not gonna spend 30 minutes trying to get this cat to come in the storm shelter with us. So anyway, so it's me and my at the time my youngest kid was like 6 months old, so he was a baby. I got him out of his bed from dead sleep and put him in like this little baby carrier, and I put him on top of the dryer because part of our storm shelter was also our laundry room. So I'm in there huddled up with my 3 kids and my Great Dane, and we're like buckled down and we're like watching the news on my phone, like from our storm shelter. And this tornado touched down 4 miles from our house and like wrecked the whole neighborhood that it like hit. Just all, roofs gone, houses fucked up, all this shit. And
Yeah.
like I could hear my house just like shaking. Like and I didn't realize 4 miles from a tornado is not that far. Like
No.
that you're like in the storm of it,
Yeah.
and it was fucking crazy. I thought my house was just going to crumble. I've never experienced anything that scary before. Like I could hear the windows like rattling and whistling, and like the whole house is shaking, and I was seriously thought we were going to die. I mean, maybe not in our storm shelter, but I thought my house was going to like fall in on itself. It was so fucking scary. So like the next day, it blew over and then it was done. The next day, my neighbor comes knocking on the door, and she's like, I think your trampoline is in the middle of the road."
Yeah.
So like I go outside and I was like, "Oh my God, that's my trampoline." And it's like 7 houses down in the middle of the street, like not in my
Yeah.
backyard.
Yeah.
It blew over our little 4.5-foot fence and tumbled. A giant trampoline just tumbled down the road, I guess. Thank God it didn't like hurt anybody's house, but if it did, I'd have just blamed it on the storm. But
Yeah.
yeah, and she was like, "Do you need help getting it home?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, I do." Because this thing was like 18 feet across, like huge trampoline. But yeah, anyways, that's my I lived through a tornado story.
Nice. I remember when I was 10, I went to St. Louis. My aunt lived there, and in her yard, the city paid her money because in her yard was a single telephone pole that at the top of it had 3 yellow metal horns pointing out, right? It was the air raid,
Mhm.
the tornado warning thing.
Yeah, we had those.
And then she had these doors, the storm doors that are slanted on the side of the house that you open up like that and you go down and it's a
Yeah,
storm shelter.
yeah.
And I go, "Oh, what's
Barn
that?" And
doors.
she goes, "Oh, that's where we go when the tornadoes come." And I'm 10, right? And I'm like, "What's a tornado?" And she just like matter of factly said, "Oh, it's a swirling wind that destroys your house and wrecks everything and takes it all up into the sky."
True.
I'm like,
True
"Oh,
story.
do tell what," and I'm freaking out, right? And
Right.
then she goes, "One day soon that siren will blow and we'll all go down there and you'll see." And I go, "Okay." And
Mhm.
like the next day, and by the way, if that thing's in your fucking yard, it is loud as fuck
Yep.
because it
Yep.
has to go out for 5 miles or
Yeah,
whatever.
the one out in our neighborhood was just like the next house, it was in their backyard.
Yeah.
Like that's how close it was. It was fucking loud.
And then she goes,
Hate
okay,
those
let's
things.
go. And I'm like, this is fucking World War II. We're going to get bombed. Like, what's happening?
Yep.
And we go down there and we light a lantern and we sit there. And,
Yep.
for like 20 minutes. And then she goes, okay, that's the drill. And I'm like, and in no way was that ever explained to me that it wasn't real. Like, I thought the fucking tornado was coming. I was fucking mortified. And my mom and everybody, they're like, yeah, they're smoking cigarettes, whatever, no big deal. I'm like, we're
That's
about to be
fucked
killed,
up.
and they're like, they never told me, oh, by the way, this is just a drill.
Right.
Oh, shit, I was scared.
See, I know now. Like when we lived in Missouri, they tested the air things twice a month, and it was always the first Wednesday and the third Wednesday, or something bullshit like that
Yeah,
of the month. And so I knew, and like my kids got used to it, and like the problem with that is that at some point people usually just tune that shit out. They like
right.
get used to it. They think that it's just testing, whatever, no big deal. But I knew something was wrong when they were like, seek shelter immediately, and I was like, oh, it never says that. Wait, what? Like,
Also,
it's so
what
crazy.
if the tornado comes on the first or the third Wednesday? Then what?
I know, exactly. And here they only test the air siren things once a month, and it's always the first Tuesday of the month. So they went off, I want to say it was yesterday, or it might have been the week before. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
always the first Tuesday of the month. And we're driving, and my 8-year-old is in the back seat, and he's like, "What's going on, Mom? Is there a tornado?" And I was like, "No, baby. I don't even think they get tornadoes up here, so I'm not sure why they have air raid things in our neighborhood. We're like way up here, but maybe tornadoes hit here, just not that frequently. I don't know. I'd have to Google it."
I think it's possible for tornadoes to hit anywhere in the United States. Like, there has been a tornado in Spokane, but
Oh,
probably,
really?
yeah, once in my life, maybe. And also earthquakes. Like, I was so mad. Oh, you talked about getting your wisdom teeth out. I was 17 when I only had 3 wisdom teeth, and they took them out. And there was a pretty big earthquake in Spokane. I was 17, and I was on OxyContin or whatever the fuck. I was knocked
Mhm.
out, and I woke up, and my mom's like, and everybody's talking about this earthquake. I'm like, what earthquake? And you slept through it. I was fucking pissed. I was so
Oh.
mad because in 17 years of life, I had never experienced an earthquake, and
Oh,
then the
yeah.
one came, and I slept through it because I was
Right.
knocked out. But then when I
I've
moved to
experienced
California,
earthquakes.
yeah,
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
time
there's earthquakes all the time
my
in
first
California.
earthquake. I was talking to my friend Jeff on like this would have been in the like 2000 or 2001, something, like beginning of the 2000s. And so I was on the internet and I was talking with my friend on what would now be VC or Zoom or Skype, but it was voice
Mhm.
only and it was delayed. It was an early technology, it's 20 years ago, right?
TeamSpeak, Mumble,
Yeah, one of those type things. So
Ventrilo.
he said to
Okay.
me, I'll be right back. And then my whole house shook. And what it felt like, I was in an apartment on the second floor, and the exact sensation I have was that a giant just picked up my house like 6 inches and slammed it down. That's what it felt like.
Oh my
But
god.
it coincided with him saying that, and my brain, I'd never been in an earthquake, right? So my brain didn't calculate it. My thoughts in my head were like, how did he do that? My friend,
Magic.
and is he here on the roof surprising me? Because he was in Seattle
Aw.
at the time and I'm in LA, right?
Right.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I just couldn't get it. I couldn't get what happened. And then the aftershocks, and I'm like, oh, this is a fucking earthquake. And then I'm
Mhm.
like, am I supposed to open the door and stand in the door? I didn't know what to do, right? And then
Mhm.
it ended up, it was like a 5.9 maybe. So it didn't destroy anything, but it was enough that
Right.
the neighbors were all coming out like, did you? Oh, yeah, I'm not crazy. That was a thing, right? And they're like, oh,
Yep.
yeah. And then my
Dude, I
neighbor,
got so used to earthquakes. But where I grew up was Sacramento, so like way more north, and we would only get like little baby earthquakes,
yeah.
like barely even register, but enough that you're like, "Oh, that was an earthquake. Oh, that was an earthquake."
But I'm sitting in my apartment alone, and so when the Northridge earthquake happened, which was 94, I
Mhm.
think. I was in Phoenix, and I was house sitting for my friend and her husband. They were gone, and so I was staying at their house, and they had a pool in the backyard. And I was sitting out there. I wasn't swimming or anything. I was just sitting out there in the back, enjoying, my fake house that I didn't own.
Mhm.
And I'm like,
Mhm.
this is my pool, whatever. And all of a sudden, the pool water started vibrating, and
Oh,
I
yeah.
I didn't think anything about it, and I thought, oh, it
Like
must.
Jurassic Park
Yeah, it was exactly
with the
like
cup?
that. Only I didn't feel anything on the ground, but I could see the water vibrating like that, like in Jurassic
Mhm.
Park. And I thought, oh, that
Mhm.
must be the cleaning system turned on, or I didn't know, I didn't think anything about it. And then the next day, people were talking about the earthquake in California and how it was felt in Phoenix, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
So when
Crazy.
that earthquake happened to me, and I'd never been in one before, and it started happening, my brain was like, Northridge, Northridge, it's all coming to the ground. I was fucking panicking. And then, other comedian friends that had lived in LA for a couple of years are like, "What? Oh, did you feel the earthquake?" And I tried to. I was like, "Mm-hmm," and they're like, "Yeah."
Mhm.
And I'm like, "Oh, okay. So I'm not supposed to freak out. It's just nothing,
Right.
right?"
Yeah. Meh, meh, whatever.
Whatever.
That's crazy. Man,
But
I will never forget earthquakes cuz like where I lived, they were so like a non-issue, because we only ever got baby earthquakes. It would be enough to like maybe knock like a picture off your wall, maybe, and that'd be like the worst of it.
but people that live
And
like
people had foundation issues in their houses all the time. That was really common.
yeah, and people, it's just a accepted part of life. Like when you see TV shows or movies where the characters live in downtown Chicago next to the L, and the L goes
Yeah.
by and it's shaking the entire house, and like, so anyway, dinner, it'll be ready, and they just act like it's not
Yes.
even part of anything that's happening.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
hmm
Yep. Mhm. 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 Mhm.
But
Oh man,
the big
that
one
was
that hasn't
awesome.
happened yet in San Francisco, the big one that's been coming for 100 years, when that happens, depending on the time of day, that's going to kill between 400,000 and 2 million people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, haven't weren't
Don't be
there
there for that.
like do you remember like 5 or 6 years ago, give or take, where they were talking about the fault line that like most of California is to the left of, this fault
Yeah, the
line.
San
I
Andreas fault. Yeah.
I don't know if it's the San Andreas fault because that one is more center of the state. There's one to the right of that one.
Okay.
That goes, all the way up towards
Montana.
maybe. I don't know. There was for a while there was like a prediction that if that fault line had, so much more activity, that part of California might like break away
Oh yeah,
from the
yeah, and it
landmass.
would create an island. Yeah, because
Yeah, or a
the
peninsula. It would make
ocean would
more of a
rush
peninsula
in
than it
and
already is.
fill the
Yeah.
gap. Yep.
Yeah. I always thought that that would be
They
crazy.
they depicted that in a movie. There's a fictional, like a disaster movie where that's what they do. They show
Oh.
the earthquake and California breaks and the ocean rushes in to fill that. And
Ooh,
yeah, it
that'd
was
be
a pretty cool idea. And then
insane.
there's like
Be
disaster camps and
nuts.
everything.
Oh my god. Do you know the name of that movie? I'm gonna watch it
I
now.
don't know. Does anybody remember that? I want to say The Rock was in that movie, but I could be wrong. It could. He was in some disaster movie.
I mean, is it the San Andreas movie? I
Oh,
think
maybe
I've
the
seen
movie
that
is
movie,
called
but I
San
don't think it's
Andreas. Yeah.
about that.
Oh,
I don't think it's
2012. That
about
could have
that
been it.
though.
That could have been it. 2012
Yeah,
was a
maybe.
big disaster type deal.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna look them both up.
I want to say it's
I
San
saw San
Andreas.
Andreas. No, I saw San Andreas and it wasn't about California breaking away though. Maybe. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I seen that one though. It doesn't matter. This was awesome, Rob. We talked about so much shit tonight.
We talk about a lot of
We
shit, and
did great.
I still got time to go get my drugs and maybe Olive Garden.
Ooh, you should totally get Olive Garden.
It
What time
says
is it
here
for you?
San Andreas
7:30?
is the movie.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll
I typed
rewatch
in
it then
Google.
because apparently I don't remember.
I typed in Google movie where, well, California breaks away earthquake. California? Yeah, movie
That's
where
funny.
California breaks away San Andreas, it says.
Okay, I
And
will
Dwayne Johnson
rewatch
is
it
in that.
then. Yes, I like him. He's actually not a terrible actor, in my
No, no, he's
opinion.
good. I like Dwayne. I like The Rock.
Yeah, I liked it. I
Can
liked
you?
the skyscraper
Oh yeah, I think
movie.
I saw that
I
one.
think it was
Yeah.
called that.
Can you smell what The
Skyscraper.
Rock is
That one
cooking,
was
Robin?
really intense. No, but I'll give you the people's elbow.
I've never heard that.
Oh
Is
my
that his?
gosh. It's from when he was a wrestler. It was like one of his catchphrases. He would always say, "Can you smell what the rock is
I
cooking?"
know
Okay, I
that.
know that one. Everybody knows that one. And then his special move was the people's elbow, right?
The
Okay.
people's elbow.
Yeah, the people's elbow. Okay, and and he called everybody jabronis. That was like his slur of choice was to call somebody a jabroni. Okay, maybe I'm a dork because I actually watched wrestling when I was little.
I
Maybe.
watched it back in the day when it was like Hulk Hogan and Randy the Macho Man
I
Savage and
watched
all that.
Randy the Macho Man Savage,
Oh yeah,
and
Hulk Hogan, I'm gonna. Yeah,
my favorite
that's right,
wrestler
brother.
for a while was Triple H. I used to really like Triple H and the Hardy Brothers or Hardy Bros,
I
whatever.
like the Hardy Boys.
Yeah. Oh, maybe that's what it was. The Hardy Boys.
No, the Hardy
Sorry,
Boys are
it's been a while.
the Hardy Boys are the detectives, the teen Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys. That's what that is.
Oh, okay. Then no, they were. I think they're the Hardy Brothers. And the Undertaker was a wrestler,
Yeah, the
and
Undertaker. Yeah,
uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. And
Andre the Giant.
see, I think I watched it a little bit after Andre
Yeah,
the Giant.
if you
Um,
would have been watching Andre the Giant, you would have appreciated better The Princess Bride because he was the character of the giant.
Probably, yeah. Oh, that's a terrible movie. I'm trying to think of other
Well,
other wrestlers I
I was able to
remember.
bring it down on a sad note.
I just remember there was, like, the McMahons. They, like, ran the show. I don't
But
remember the
yeah, Vince
father's name.
McMahon and his
Vince McMahon.
his
Yes.
cunty daughter, I forget what her name is.
Stephanie McMahon
That's
was her
right. You're
name.
right. That is her
I
name.
know. I'm telling you, I actually used to watch wrestling. How gross is that? That's gross.
It's valid entertainment.
No, I watched it because they always had such cool costumes. And
Yeah.
the acting was
China.
Yeah,
China
I
was a.
remember China. I really liked her.
I watched a
Um,
movie about the. It was a fictional account of the real wrestler who the guy wanted to be a wrestler, but then his sister ended up becoming the wrestler. And
oh.
and it's a real it's based on a real thing, and then she doesn't wrestle anymore. But I watched that movie, and The Rock was in that actually. He was playing himself,
Mhm.
and
Dwayne Johnson.
yeah,
Anyways, he's come a long way, and he's not a terrible actor. Like, you know how sometimes take like kids who grow up acting on like the Disney Channel or whatever, and then they get older and they're like, "Oh, be in this movie, you're so Disney famous, but here's like a grown-up role for you
yeah,
because now you're 30 and you should probably do grown-up roles," right?
right,
And then they're horrible actors
yeah,
sometimes, even these people who've been in the biz for a really long time. I was really impressed to see Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, go from being, WWF super corny and like, because, WWF back then it was called WWF when I was a kid. And, that shit is corny as fuck. Like, if you watch it, it's horrible. B rated acting.
oh
And
bad,
now,
yeah,
like, if you watch movies with him, especially now, like, he was great in the Jumanji movie. I thought he was amazing in that movie. And San Andreas was great.
yep,
Skyscraper was great. So I'm just saying that dude has come a long way from
yeah. You know
"Can
he's
you smell
yeah.
what the rock?"
I've
Yeah,
never
okay.
been disappointed with anything I've seen him in, and I especially my favorite thing that he did was this series um, on HBO that was about him being a retired football player, and the name is escaping me now, but it was super awesome
I've never
and
seen that.
really funny. And Rob Corddry, they were like sports agents, and anyway, it was really funny. And Denzel Washington's son is one of the main characters. Someone in the chat will say what it is.
I
China
don't know. I have
China
no idea.
O'Brien, yeah, Conan O'Brien's wife.
And she played China with a Y, the wrestler?
Oh
Because
no,
that's how the wrestler spelled her
yeah,
name.
Ballers. That
China
was the
with a
name of the show,
Y.
Ballers. Check it out if you
Oh,
can.
Baller. Oh, you know what? I think I've seen bits and pieces of that,
Yeah,
actually.
super awesome
Ballers.
show. I look forward to that. I never missed an episode. I watched all of them. And
Nice.
I'll leave everybody with this. We're gonna try to end it because Robin and I will
Yeah,
just go
I'm
for 3
sorry.
more hours.
I know. We could talk forever. We're
I don't
sorry,
think.
everybody.
Yeah, I don't think. I don't think so far anyway. After knowing you for however long I've known you now, 6 months or something, there hasn't been a
4 years.
4 year. That's right. She stalked me for 3.5 years first, and then she finally talked to me. But there hasn't ever been a. Anyways, we haven't done that yet. Yeah.
I didn't, because earlier I had looked at the clock and I was like, oh my God, it's 9:00.
Yeah.
And I was like, just trying to
Right, we got to save
do
some
my
for.
thing, and get
But
there.
the thing I was going to tell everybody is I'm binge watching Shameless. No spoilers, please.
Messy likes that show.
And I'm about halfway through season 5, and it is the fucking best show I've ever watched. Of course, I'm a little biased because it's happening now to me at the moment, but it is amazing. This is the show for those of you that
Better
haven't
than Game of Thrones?
No, Game of Thrones is
Okay.
fucking amazing, but Shameless is better.
What?
The U.S. version, George. U.S. I haven't seen the U.K. version, but anyway, the reason I like it so much is if I ever created a show or wrote a show, this would be that show. It's got my name all over it. It crosses every line. There's nothing sacred in the show. They do everything wrong. It's amazing, and it's really well done and funny, and I may have read a little bit about it on Wikipedia and spoiled a couple things, and I'm so pissed off at myself.
No, don't do that.
Well, the part that I spoiled for myself I've already passed that part, so I'm okay now.
Okay.
But
Gotcha.
yeah,
I've accidentally spoiled things
yeah,
before, and through no fault of my own. I was watching this TV show slightly after it was very, very popular, and people had already talked about it like on Twitter and stuff.
yeah.
And I saw spoilers that way because people were talking about it on Twitter and spoiled things. And I was like, oh my gosh, now if I ever get into a show, I have to like avoid social media because
Yeah, I totally do. I don't want to read anything about Shameless or anything, and
yeah.
but
People
for
ruin it.
those of you that have seen Shameless, and this, if you haven't seen it, this won't mean anything to you. But for those of you that have seen it, I've already completed the arc of Steve Jimmy Jack, so that's all done now, and I was super upset about all of it. But anyway, yeah. So if you haven't seen it, you won't know anything, and then when you do watch it, you'll be like, I don't even remember what he said.
Oh my God, Gwydian's never seen Game of Thrones. What?
Okay.
I'm sorry.
BAN.
Oh, don't ban him. You have
What's up, Gwydian?
You don't have to watch it, but you should. Yeah, we are about to go. You should totally watch Game of Thrones. So it's amazing.
I would disagree with you, Robin. Anybody that hasn't seen Game of Thrones has to watch. It is a requirement to be a human being. You can't not watch. That would
Although you could skip the last season and be probably fine.
Oh, you're a hater.
You won't get an ending. You won't get an ending, but trust me, the last season ending isn't even worth it. So okay,
Josh,
I'm just throwing shade because I'm.
Yeah, it's Josh. It's so amazing. I started watching it about a couple weeks ago, and I'm through season 5 or midway through season 5. There's 10 seasons, and then their last and final season was supposed to start right about now, but it's been delayed because of the Cron, so it'll come out later. But
yeah, Messi watched it. I only caught 10 seconds of it here and there, and I was like, this does not look like a show I would like.
Yeah, it's not. I'm gonna say that Shameless is a show that if you watch a clip from it, it's not gonna hook you. It's not gonna be interesting to you.
Yeah.
But if you watch it from the beginning and get to know all those characters and that whole family. I mean, it's fucking insane and it's awesome.
If you say so.
And I'm gonna go get my drugs and get my Olive Garden and come back and
Olive
start
Garden.
and I'm gonna start
Garden.
watching it, and I'm gonna eat chicken
Yeah.
parmesan while I watch
Yeah.
it, and I'm gonna crush my spaghetti into a spoon like that. No, I'm never gonna do
Ooh,
that.
Yes. No. Slurp it. Just.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how you gotta eat it.
Okay. All right, everybody.
Oh,
Thanks for
this was
watching.
awesome.
Yeah, totally breadsticks. Totally Gwydin. You're absolutely right. That's the best part. They changed them in like the mid '90s. They changed the formula. They're not as good anymore, but they were. But they're not as good.
They're amazing. What are you talking about?
So think about how they
yeah.
are now, and just pretend that you add extra clouds, love, and gold into them. That's how they were back in the '90s. Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
They changed. It was like the McDonald's French fries used to be way better.
McDonald's fries used to be heck good, and now they're meh. They're all right.
Yeah. Don't make junk
eh.
food healthier. We know what we're doing. Put the fucking sugar back in there, or whatever the fucking.
Yeah, that's right.
The
cocaine.
Yeah, the cocaine and the human grease fat, whatever they were boiling that shit, whatever the fuck it was. Bring it back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I used to think they put cocaine in Chipotle burritos. Like, swear to Bob, they put cocaine in Chipotle burritos. I'm telling you. Okay. All right.
I don't think that would be cost effective.
Thank you, chat. Everybody in chat for hanging out with
You know what
tonight.
they did used to have cocaine in for real was Coca-Cola used to have cocaine.
Yes, I knew that.
They stopped doing that in like the early 1900s. All right, is that it? Okay, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you
everybody so much.
We, on behalf of Robin, I don't know. I can't just say Robin like a normal person. I have to say Robin. That's how I have to say it.
That's how one of my brothers.
Is it? Okay. Well, we'll change that. Is that the
no,
bad brother?
No, it doesn't bother me. It's fine.
Okay.
It's better than what my other brother calls me. He calls me RoboCop, and it drives me nuts. I hate it.
Just punch him in the face and say thank you for not smoking.
He'll text me and he'll be like, "Hey, RoboCop, what you up to?" And I'm like, "I'm not 12."
Like, no, but you're a male cyborg is what you are.
I mean, like, because he's done it instinctually since I was, 8 years old whenever RoboCop movies came out. I don't know. Anyways, okay, all right. Chat, you are all amazing. We'll see you all on Sunday for the All Things Fantasy Grand Show.
That's right.
And then Rob has other shows in between now and then. So,
whatever,
check those out.
They're just D&D games. Nobody cares about that stuff. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Good gaming, everyone.